Do you want to learn pixel art to create your own assets? Or do you want to learn pixel art to add new skills into your pocket? If yes, then you are in the right place. Welcome to this pixel art in Adobe Photoshop for beginner course. I am Masuk Sarkar Batista. I am a Microsoft certified game developer and have been working in this game development and graphics design industry for past 5 years and still now. Also, I am the creator of some of the world's most popular graphics design and video editing courses with over 100,000 plus students all over the world. And I am the instructor of this course. In this course, I will use my 4 years of experience to teach all you need to know to start making your own amazing pixel art with Photoshop. You will go from zero to full speed in no time with simple exercise. In this course, at first I have talked about the 3 important elements of pixel art. You will also learn how to draw isometric pixel art, draw pixel-based flowers, tree and burgers. Also, you will learn how to convert any image to high-quality pixel art with step-by-step guideline. I also show you how to animate any pixel art in Photoshop and much more. There is 30 days money-back guarantee in this course. And you will get a certificate of completion when you finish this one. So there is no risk to lose, everything is gain. In our pixel art beginner course, we will learn how to do pixel art with Adobe Photoshop CC. Full meaning of CC is Creative Cloud, and in this time it is the latest Photoshop version. I already opened this Adobe Photoshop CC version on my computer. But if you are using a previous version, then it's okay, because all of the tools and techniques we are going to teach in this course are same. But if you don't have Photoshop, then download a 7 days free trial. To download this, simply open your browser and then type Adobe Photoshop free trial. Then click on the first link and simply hit on download. Download free trial. After that, simply install it on your computer and you will get free 7 days free trial. I already have installed Adobe Photoshop in my computer, that's why I just skip it. And in our next lecture, we will setting up our Adobe Photoshop software to start creating our projects. So once you open up your Adobe Photoshop software, you will see this software interface. Now to create a new project, or you may say document, simply go to File and click New. Now I set width 32 pixels and set height 32 pixels. 32 by 32 is great for pixel art because pixels are way too small in 32 by 32 pixels. And now I set resolution 72. And set background color white or black or whatever you want. And now to create a new document, I just simply hit on create. And here you can see our document is just created. Now to zoom in, simply press Ctrl+. To zoom in. You can also zoom in or zoom out your document by simply put your percentage here. Alright? Now to remove this white background from this document, from the layer panel, I just simply double click on this background layer and set layer name layer 0 and hit OK. And finally, to remove this white background, I just simply uncheck this layer visibility. And now to create a new layer, I just simply click on this little create a new layer button. And here you can see our new layer, which is called layer 1, is just created. Now to draw a random thing, I just simply select brush tool and set my brush size in 1 pixels. And now I just simply draw a random thing in this document. But here you can see this line becomes fuzzy. Now to fix this, we need to select pencil tool. To select this one, I just simply click on this little icon and hold it. And here you can see 4 different options. Now I simply select pencil tool. Now to undo this one from my keyboard, I just press Ctrl Z to undo this. And now I just draw a random line and here you can see this line is pixelated. Now if you want to erase something, then you have to select eraser tool. From the left toolbar, I just simply select eraser tool and set my eraser size in 1 pixels and erase this. But that's all fuzzy again. To fix this, we need to change this eraser mode. Simply select eraser tool and from this drop-down menu, choose pencil. Now to undo this change, just press Ctrl Z or just simply go to edit and select step backward. Alright. Now this time I just simply edit this little portion. And now this eraser tool seems to me perfect for pixel art because it is now erasing each pixel. Now if you want to resize your pixel art or scale it up or down or repositioning it, you can easily do this in Photoshop. From the left toolbar, simply select rectangular marquee tool and draw a rectangle. Now to activate the transform mode, simply press Ctrl T. And now here you can see we can move our selected pixel art. We can also rotate it. Not only that, we can also scale up or down of our pixel art. Now one thing here you can see, if I rotate this pixel art seems to me okay, but if I press enter, look, all of these are fuzzy again. Now to fix this, at first I just undo this one. And then to activate the transform mode again, I just simply press Ctrl T. And then from this interpolation drop down, I just select nearest neighbor and hit on OK. Now I activate the transform mode again. Now let's see what happens. Now if I rotate or scale it up or down and hit enter, it stays in pixel. Great, right? So this is all about the setting up Photoshop for pixel art. In our next lecture, I will give you some shading, color and contrast tips for pixel art. See you in the next lecture. Now in this video, I am going to share 3 tips for pixel art. My first tip is about shading. So before you start with pixel art, you have to think about the light source of it. Let's say our light is coming from this side, from this direction. Then from this side and this side, the shadow will be visible. So this will be the darkest part. And this part of this object will be the lightest part. Same with the cube. Let's say if our light source is available in this direction, then this part will be darker. And in this space, we can see a shadow a little bit. And this part of this cube will be lighter. Same with this tube as well. Light on top and dark here, and this part of this tube will be darker and this part of this tube will be lighter a little bit. Alright. Now to see the live preview of it, let's see in this picture in 3D mode. And here you can see light come from this side. That's why we can see the light on this side and shadow right here. Alright. Same with this tube, lighter, little bit darker, darker and lighter. And same with this one as well. If the light is coming from this angle, then these two parts of this side will be darker and this portion will lighter. Now my second tip is about color. Sometimes you may be tempted to use light colors. This may be okay, but some cases like this first image of cheese, it becomes very much unappealing because of darker color. So try to use light color like this second image, this second cheese image. That means try to use bright color in pixel art, and of course try to keep it simple. And now lastly, my third tip is about contrast. Just see this example. This guy on the left has way too much contrast. Too much color is going on in this picture. And on the right side, I reduce the saturation and reduce the contrast, and it looks much better. There is no harsh color conflicting and no harsh contrast. So these are my 3 tips for shadow, color and contrast for pixel art. In our next lecture, we will start designing pixel art. Hello my dear students, in this lecture I am going to show you how to create a pixel flower pot with flowers. So without any further delay, let's start it. Now to create a new document, simply hit on create a new button or just simply go to file and click on new. And now this time I just simply set width 32 pixels and set height 32 pixels and set resolution 72 and color mode I choose RGB 8-bit, background color white, and now I just simply hit on create to create a new document. And here you can see our document, our little document is just created. Now to zoom in, I just simply press Ctrl plus to zoom in. Alright. Now to change this background color, from this layer panel, create a new layer, and after selecting this new layer, simply select this paint bucket tool and click on this color, and this time I set foreground color in this gray, and after selecting this gray color I just simply hit on OK. And now click on this white document to add a background color on it. Now from the layer panel I just rename this layer, set this layer name as a BG, which is background layer, and remove this white background layer. Alright, and this time I just locked it, this BG background layer, and because of that you can't make any changes on this layer. Now this time I draw a flower pot on this document. Now to draw this from this layer panel, I just simply create a new layer, and then from the very left click and hold on this icon and select pencil tool, and make sure that your brush size in 1 pixel, and this time I select this first brush and change this color. This time I select this brown color and click on OK. I just zoom my document a little bit more and draw a simple flower pot using pencil tool. Alright, now to add shadow on this pot using this color picker, I just simply choose the darker brown color and click on OK, and simply add a shadow on it. Now this time I choose lighter brown color and set this lighter brown color on the top of our flower pot. Now this time we will add a simple flower on it. To add this, I just simply select this pencil tool again and change this foreground color. This time I select this green color and simply draw a tree. Alright, now to add a little bit color variation, this time I just simply select this darker green color and add this darker green color on this flower, or you may say tree. Now this time I choose this pinkish color and add this color on this tree. like this. And select this darker pinkish color and simply add on this tree. Alright, so this is basically our flower pot with the flower, or you may say tree. So this is how you can easily and quickly draw much more interesting pixel art with different color variation. Interesting, right? Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next lecture. Now in this lecture I am talking about what is isometric art and show you how to create isometric pixel art. Here you can see two different examples. One is perspective and another one is isometric. Look at this image. Human eyes see everything in perspective, from very wide to teeny. And in isometric, everything are in same size. There is no additional points, it's all like pattern. In perspective, here you can see it all goes out. But in isometric, it stays the same. No matter where you put it. Makes sense, right? But how to do this isolated pixel art in Photoshop? Let's see. It is actually pretty easy. Now to create a new Photoshop document, I just simply go to File, click New, and set width and height 32 by 32 pixels, set resolution 72, and now to create a new document, I just simply hit on Create. Now I just simply press Ctrl plus to zoom in, to zoom this document. Alright. Now this time I change this background color. To do this from the very left, I just simply select the paint bucket tool and select this color as a dark blue and hit on OK and click on this document to set our background color. Alright. Now this time I just simply create a new layer, and to create a isometric box, I just simply select pencil tool and set my pencil size in 1 pixels. Now I just simply choose this dark color and hit on OK. Now I just simply draw a box. And it is quite easy actually. To create an isometric look, you have to have an edge, and upper lines are 2 pixels each. Like these, alright? And go to the other side and do the same thing for the bottom portion of this box. Awesome. So this is basically the outline of our box. Now I pick a light color and hit on OK and put this color just in this place. Basically I want to put this color on the upper part of our box. It is actually quite simple. I just simply fill the upper part color of our box with this light cream color. Now to fill this right side of this box, I just select this color and draw a straight line and fill the right side of our box with this color. Now I select a little bit more darker color and use this color to fill the left part of our box. It is quite simple. If the light is coming from this side, then left part of our box will become darker. That's why I put a little bit darker color on the left part of our box. Now to make these sides little bit better, I want to add slide edge onto it. This time I just simply select a little bit lighter color and set it into the corner. And for this darker part of our side, I just choose a little bit more darker color and place it right into this corner. Now I want to add tab into the box. To do this, at first I just simply create a new layer, and this time I choose a little bit more lighter color and hit on OK. Now I draw a tab and fill it with this light color. Now this time I change this opacity of this tab. To do this, from the layer panel I just simply select a layer 2 and look at this. If I set opacity in 0, it is completely invisible, and if I set it at 100, it is completely visible. This time I set this tab opacity in 40%. Alright. And now finally, to make this isometric pixelated box more interesting, I just simply draw a hole on it. To do this, I just create a new layer and choose a little bit darker color and simply draw a hole. And fill this hole with this color. If I zoom out, look at this isometric pixelated box. This pixelated box seems to me very cool. And of course, feel free to change the size of the box. You can make it rectangle, add different type of tab, hole, and play with different color to make your own version of it. So hope this video will be helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next lecture. Hello my dear students, in this new lecture I am going to show you how to create delicious cheesy burger in Photoshop. So without any further delay, let's start it. At first we need to create a new document. To create a new document, I just simply go to File and click on New. And set width and height 32 pixels, set resolution 72, color mode I choose RGB 8-bit, and to create a new document, I just simply hit on Create. Now I press Ctrl plus to zoom this document. So this is our background layer. Now to change this background color, I just simply select this Paint Bucket tool and click on this color, and this time I choose this gray color. and hit on OK and click on this document to set the background color. Alright. From the layer panel, make sure that your background layer is locked. If it doesn't, then simply select your layer and click on this little lock button. If you locked any layer, then accidentally you won't edit it. One thing I have to mention that it is very important to separate your pixel art in separate layers. That's why to create cheesy burger, I do create different layers. Now to create a new layer, I just simply click on little create a new layer icon. And this time I set this layer name bottom bun. Alright, now this time I will create a bottom bun. To do this from the left, I just simply click and hold on this icon and select pencil tool. And set my pencil size in 1 pixels. And click on this color. And this time I choose this color. Before that, I just zoom my document a little bit more. And now I draw the bottom part of our cheeseburger. I just draw a simple outline, but this time this background color seems to me very dark. Now to change this background color, I just select this background layer and using this color picker choose this exact same color and choose the little bit lighter color of gray. And now this time I just simply hit on OK and click on this document to change this background color. Now I select my bottom bun layer, and to make this colorful, I just select pencil tool, and this time I select this cream color and fill this outline with this color, which is basically the bottom part of our cheeseburger. Now to add a little bit shadow on it, I just simply choose a little bit darker color and simply add a shadow. Alright, and this time I just add little bit lighter color in this area. And choose this medium cream color and fill it like this. Now this actually looks like a cheese of the top. Awesome. Now to draw a top bun, from the layer panel I just simply create another new layer, and this time I set this layer name as top bun. Alright. And using this color picker, I choose this color and draw a top bun outline right here. Alright, now to add a color, I just simply using this color picker choose this color and fill everything with this color. Hope this makes sense. And in the same way, I just simply add a little bit shadow on this area. And this time I add a little bit lighter color right here. And finally, to make this top bun, or you may say upper bun, more delicious, I just simply add these points. Alright. This time I will draw a meat for this cheeseburger. And that's why from the layer panel I just simply create a new layer and set this layer name as meat. And place it above the bottom bun layer. And this time I select this meat layer and select the pencil tool, and from this color I just simply choose this black color. And this time I draw a meat like this. And fill this outline with this little bit lighter color. Now I add texture on it. Because of this, I choose this color and randomly add few texture. Awesome. Now to add cheese above it, from the layer panel I just simply create a new layer, and this time I set this layer name as cheese. Now to move the position of bottom bun and meat, from the layer panel I just simply select bottom bun and press shift and select meat, and navigate to the move tool and click and move it down a little bit. Alright, now to draw a cheese, I just simply select this cheese layer, and now from this color picker I choose this cheese color and hit on OK. And this time I draw a cheese shape like this. And now to make it little bit more cheesy, I just simply select this color and add a little bit variation on it. Now I add a little bit lighter color as well to make this more natural and to make it little bit more delicious. Alright. And we are almost done. Now I select this top bun layer and navigate to the move tool and click and drag it down. Alright, now from the layer panel and by simply pressing shift, I just select these 4 layers and click on this move icon and click and drag it to the top to set it in center. Alright, now to deselect this one, simply press Ctrl D to deselect. And finally, to add a shadow on it, simply select color black, and from the layer panel create a new layer, and this time I move it and set it right here and set this layer name as shadow. And this time I navigate to the pencil tool and draw a shadow like this. And then I just simply set opacity of it in 20%. Alright. And yes, we are done. So this is basically our super delicious pixel art of cheeseburger. Hope you learned something new in this lecture. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next lecture. Hello my dear students, in this new lecture we will learn how to create an amazing pixelated tree in Photoshop. This thing is little bit advanced, but don't worry about that. So without any further delay, let's start it. Now I just open my Adobe Photoshop software. Now to create a new document, I just simply click on create a new button. And this time I set my document width and height little bit bigger, 64 by 64 pixels. Alright, and this time I set resolution 72, color mode RGB, and set background color white. Alright, now I hit on create to create a new document. Now I press Ctrl plus to zoom this document. Alright, now to change this background color, from the layer panel I just simply select this background layer and select paint bucket tool. And then using this color picker, I select a color which is in between green and yellow color. This time I choose this color and click on OK. And click on this document to change the background color. Alright. Now this time I draw a tree trunk. But before this, from the layer panel, I just simply create a new layer for tree trunk. That's why I set this layer name as trunk. And now from the left side, I just simply select pencil tool and choose tree color, wood color actually. And I click on OK. Now this time I quickly scratch a tree trunk. And after completing this tree trunk outline, I just simply fill it with the same color. Makes sense, right? Now to add shadow, I just simply select a little bit darker color. Now I just simply add a shadow on the right part of our tree trunk. Makes sense, right? Now I add a little bit lighter color on the left part of our tree trunk. Awesome. Now this time I add a leaf of this tree. That's why from the layer panel I just simply create a new layer and set this name as leaves 1. And now I hit enter, and using this color picker I just simply select dark green. Now this time I just add a shape of this tree. Now I fill this outline with the same color. It takes little bit of time to fill this. Now to add variation in these leaves from the layer panel, I just simply create a new layer and this time I set this layer name leaves 2. And now this time I just simply select a little bit more darker green and simply draw it like this. Fill this dark green color on this tree to add a little bit genuineness on it. So hope this makes sense, right? Now to add these leaves more interesting, from the layer panel I just simply create a new layer and set this layer name as leaves 3. And now this time I choose little bit lighter color of green and draw it like this to make this more interesting. Now using this color picker, I just choose this dark green color and simply add these little shapes on it. But this color seems to me a little bit odd. To change this, I just simply open this color picker and choose this darker green. And using this paint bucket tool, I just simply change this color and change these colors as well. Alright. And now to add shadows, from the layer panel I just simply create a new layer and set this layer name as shadow. And click and drag it down to change this layer position. Alright, now I set color black and from the left side navigate to the pencil tool. Now this time I just simply add shadow for this tree. Now to make the shadow more natural, from the layer panel I just simply select shadow and decrease the opacity using the slider. This time I just simply set it in 21%. Alright. Now finally this time I add couple of apples in this tree. To add this, from the layer panel I just simply create a new layer and set this name as apple. Now from the layer panel I just click on this layer and drag it and set it in the very top. Now I simply select red color and draw little apple shapes. Now I add couple of apples in the ground. Like this and like so. Now to add shadows on apple, I just choose the darker color of red and simply add shadows in these all apples. Now this time I select a little bit brighter red color and add these red colors right here in the left top of every apples. Alright. And yes, we are done. Now if I zoom out this document a little bit, look at this. We just successfully draw an amazing pixelated tree. Awesome, right? Thank you so much for watching and I will catch you guys in the next lecture. Hello my dear students, in this lecture we will learn how to export any pixel art. So without any further delay, let's start it. In our previous lecture, we have created this pixel tree. In the bottom left, here you can see our viewing percentage. If I set it in 100, then here you can see our actual size of our pixel art. Now to resize this, I just simply go to image and select image size. Now this time, to get this image with high resolution, I just simply set width and height at 640 pixels. Alright, and make sure that to get the hardest pixel edge, make sure that you select nearest nearby hard edge option, or just simply press Alt 7. Alright, now I hit on OK. And so this is our resized pixel art. To export this, now I just simply go to File, Export, and select Save for Web. And under Preset, from this drop-down menu, make sure that you choose JPG High or PNG. This time I select JPEG High, and from this drop-down menu, I choose Quality Nearest Neighbor and click on Save. And this time I set my destination folder desktop and set file name pixel tree, and .jpg is our image format. And now I click on save. And here you can see our pixel art is successfully stored in our desktop. And here it is. So this is how you can easily export any type of pixel art through Photoshop. Thank you so much for watching. Hello my dear students, in this lecture we will learn how to export our pixel art with transparent background. So without any further delay, let's start it. To export any pixel art with transparent background from the layer panel, at first select your background layer and uncheck this visibility of this background layer. And then simply go to File, Export and select Save for Web. And this time make sure that from this preset drop-down menu, you choose PNG 24. And of course check this transparency option. Alright. And from quality drop-down, check this nearest neighbor. And now click on Save. And this time I set destination folder desktop and set this file name png3 transparent. .png is our file format. Now I click on Save. So our exporting is now complete. And in desktop, here you can see this is our exported pixel image with transparent background. And here it is. So this is how you can easily export any of your pixel art with transparent background. Thank you so much for watching. Hello my dear students, in this new lecture we will learn how to convert any image to pixel art. So without any further delay, let's start it. I already have imported a sample image, horse with white background, the sample image in Photoshop. Now to convert this as a pixel art, at first I just simply go to Image, Adjustment and select Hue and Saturation. And then increase the saturation a little bit and set it in 50. Now I click on OK. Now I click on Image again and under Mode, this time I select Indexed Color. And this time from this drop-down menu, select from these three options, select any of these. This time I select Local Selective. And decrease the colors and set it in 10. And forced, this time I select None. And uncheck this transparency. And option select None and click on OK. Now decrease the size of this image. To resize this, I just simply go to Image and select Image Size. Now from this Fit to drop down menu, this time I select Auto Resolution and Quality, choose Draft and click on OK. And this time I set width and height 100 pixels and set resolution 133. And resample, from this drop down menu, this time I choose Automatic. Now I click on OK. Now to zoom this document, I just simply press Ctrl+ to zoom in. Now if you have colored background and if you want to remove that, then simply go to Image, Mode and convert it to RGB color. And from the layer panel, simply double click on this lock button to unlock it. Now I go to Select and choose Color Range. And using this color picker, I just simply click on this background color, for our case which is white. Now click on OK. And now press Delete to remove the background. And to deselect this selection, simply press Ctrl D. Now to export this pixel art with higher resolution, at first we need to resize this. This time to resize this one, I just simply go to Image and select Image Resize. This time I set width and height 700 by 700 pixels. And from this drop down menu, choose Nearest Neighbor, Hard Edges. And now I click on OK. Now I press Ctrl- to zoom out. And finally, to export this, I just simply go to File, Export and select Save for Web. And from this drop down menu, make sure that you select PNG to get transparent background. And check this transparency option. And from quality, choose Nearest Neighbor and click on Save. And this time I set destination folder desktop and set my file name horse pixel. And now I click on save. So our exporting is now complete. And here it is. So this is how we can easily convert any image to pixel using Photoshop. Super cool, right? Thank you so much for watching. In this lecture, we will learn how to animate our pixel art in Photoshop. Actually, to animate anything, we need to use frames. So let's see how to do this. At first, I just simply create a new document. I just set width 32 pixels and set height 32 pixels. Alright, and now I set resolution 72, color mode RGB, and background color this time I choose white. Now to create a new document, I just simply hit on create. So this is basically our new document. I just zoom this document a little bit more by simply pressing Ctrl+. Alright, now I go to window and select timeline. Now from the timeline, to create a new frame animation, I just simply click on this little icon and select create frame animation. And after that, click on this button, create frame animation. And this is basically our very first frame in timeline. Now to make this white background transparent, I just simply click on this magic eraser tool and click on this document to make this transparent. Now to add delay on this frame, simply click on this little arrow icon. By default 0 second, that means no delay is selected. This time I just simply set it in 0.1 seconds. This frame actually records the visibility and position of this document. Now let's see how it works. This time from the left, I just simply select Paint Bucket tool and select this gray color. And click on OK and click on this document to change this background color. This time in my document, here you can see few white lines. To remove this, I just simply go to View, Show, and uncheck Pixel Grid. Alright. And now I select from the very left, select this pencil tool and choose color black. And now from the layer panel, simply create a new layer, and this time in this document, I just simply type a word. Let's say this time I draw a word high. Alright, now to create a new frame, I just simply click on this create a new frame icon. These two frames are identical, right? Now if I select frame 2 and using this move tool, simply click on this word and move it down. Then let's see. In these two frames, this word position is just changed. Now if you want to see this animation, then simply select the first frame and press space. Super cool, right? Now I press space again to pause this. Make sure that to get this looping animation, from this drop down menu, choose forever. Now this time to make this animation more interesting, I just simply create a new frame and set this word position right here and create another frame and set it right here, create another and place it just in this position, and in 6th frame I just simply set it right here, and finally I just create a 7th frame, and this time I just simply set it right here, and from the layer panel I just hide this one. Alright, now let's play this animation, but this time I play this just for once. That's why I just simply select once. Now to play this animation, I just simply press space. It is just disappeared in 7th frame. Hope this makes sense. This is actually the basic of creating animation in Photoshop. This time I just delete all of these frames. Expect my first frame. This time I will show you an animated example with a little ball. That's why from the layer panel, I just simply delete this layer 1 and create a new layer. Now in this new layer, I just simply draw a little ball. Like this and like so. Now from timeline, I just simply create a new frame and using this move tool, I just move it right here and create another frame and move it right here and create another and set this position right here. And for the fifth frame, I just simply drag it down a little bit, and in the sixth frame, I just set it right here, just right above the ground. Alright. Now from the layer panel, I just create a new layer and using this pencil tool, I just draw a line like this. Now for layer 2, which is this line, for this layer 2, in frame 1, I just hide this. In frame 2, 3, 4 and 5, I just hide this line. And for this frame 6, I just visible this. Alright. And for layer 1, in layer 6, I just hide this layer 1, which is this ball. Alright. Now let's play this animation. To play this, I just simply press space. This ball is just came from the very top to down and flat it. Super cool, right? So this is basically the absolute basic of creating animation in Photoshop. You can actually do little bit more advanced things by simply adding different frames and action. Hope this video will be helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching. Hello my dear students, in this lecture we will learn how to animate this cheesy burger that we have created before. Now from timeline, this time I just simply create a new frame animation. But before that, from the layer panel I just simply select all of this layer and navigate to the move tool and select and move it down a little bit. Alright. Now from timeline I just simply create a new frame and set time 0.1 seconds. And this time I create a new frame again and set this time as 0.2 seconds. And from timeline I just simply select bottom bun, meat, cheese and top bun layer and move it down and move it down. Now to deselect this selection, I just simply press Ctrl D. Now this time I create a new layer and select bottom bun and move it to the top for one time using the up arrow key and set this time as 0.1 seconds. And move it top mid layer for one time. Alright. Now I create another layer and select bottom bun and move it to the top for one time. Move it to the top meat, cheese and top bun. And now I create another frame and from the layer panel select bottom bun and move it to the top for twice. For meat once, for cheese once, and for top bun, I just simply move it to the top once using my up arrow key. Now I create a new frame and move bottom bun for 3 times. meat 3 times, cheese 3 times, and top bun 5 times. Now for new frame, I just simply move it to the top, this bottom bun, cheese for 3 times, meat for 2 times, and bottom bun for 1 times. Now for new frame, I just simply bottom bun right here, move cheese for 3 times, meat for 3 times, and bottom bun for 5 times. Now this time from the layer panel, I just simply select the shadow layer and select pencil tool to draw a fantastic shadow for this burger. Because of this, I just simply using this color picker choose this color and draw a shadow for this burger. Alright, and to make the shadow a little bit darker, I just simply increase the opacity a little bit. Alright, now this time I just simply navigate to the frame 1, and for the shadow layer, in the same way I just simply set opacity in 45%. Now I just simply navigate to my frame 8 and change this time and set it in 0.3 seconds. Alright, now I create a new frame and navigate to the top bun from the layer panel and navigate to the move tool, and using the down key I just simply move it down for 1 time. For cheese 1 time, for meat 1 time, and for bottom bun for 3 times. And create a new frame again, and for this frame 9 I just set delay 0.1 seconds, and for this frame 10 I just set it in 0.1 seconds. Alright, now from frame 10 I just move it down, this bottom bun for twice, meat for twice, cheese for twice, and top bun for once. And now I create a new frame, and for bottom bun I just simply back it down, and for meat for 5 times, for cheese 5 times, and top bun for 5 times. Now I create another frame, and cheese just back it down for 1 times, and for top bun for 1 times. Alright, now I create another frame, and this time I just select bottom bun and move it down, meat for 1 time, cheese for once, and bottom bun for once. And now I create another frame. From the cheese layer I just simply move it down, and from top bun move it down for 1 time, and create another frame and set top bun at the top, and using my top arrow I just simply move it to the top a little bit and create another frame and move it down, top bun for 1 time. Now let's see how this animated cheese bar looks like. I just simply set this loop, play loop for once, and navigate to the frame 1, and to play this animation I just simply press space. Awesome, right? Now this time, to make this animation more realistic, I just make the shadow smaller when cheeseburger just bounce up. To do this, I just simply navigate to the frame 1 and above the shadow, create a new layer and set this layer name as small shadow. Now to draw the shadow, I just simply hide all of these other layers and navigate to the pencil tool. And this time I choose this darker gray color and draw a small shadow for this. Like this and like so. And set this layer opacity at 40%. Now I create another layer to draw a little bit more smaller shadow. This time I set this layer name as very smaller shadow. And hide this smaller shadow layer. And using this pencil tool, I just simply draw a very smaller shadow. Alright, and this time I also decrease the opacity of this very smaller shadow layer. Alright, using this slider, I just simply set it in 40%. Now I hide this very small layer and visible all of these other layers. Alright, now if I play this animation, look at this. Nothing is changed at all. Now to make this shadowness more natural, in layer 7, I just simply hide this shadow layer and visible smaller shadow layer. And for 8th frame, and again I just hide the shadow layer and visible this smaller shadow layer. And for 9th, I just do the same. And for 10th, I just hide the shadow layer and visible this very smaller shadow layer. And for 11th, I just choose this shadow layer. And rest of these, I just visible the shadow layer. Now let's play this animation now. I just simply navigate to the frame 1 and press space to play this. Awesome, right? So this is how we can easily animate our any pixel art in Photoshop. Interesting, right? Hope this video will be helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching. Once you create your animation, you probably want to export it. Before exporting, we need to change the size of this actual image. We know this is our viewing percentage. If I set it in 100, then here you can see our actual size of the image. Now if you want to resize this, then simply go to image and select image size. And this time I set width 320 and set height 320 pixels. And from this drop down menu, make sure that you select this nearest nearby to get harder edges, otherwise it will become fuzzy. And now I click on OK. So this is basically our animated pixel art with higher image resolution. Alright, now to export this, simply go to File, Export and select Save for Web. And from this drop down menu, make sure that you choose GIF. And from looping options, from this drop down menu choose Forever. If not, if you select once, then your GIF file will gonna play for one time and stop. That's why I select forever. Now to export this, I just simply hit on save. Now I set my destination folder in desktop and file name I choose animated cheeseburger.gif. GIF is the file format, and now I click on save. And now here you can see our file is successfully stored in our desktop. And here it is. Awesome, right? Now you can share this animated GIF to your friends and family. So I advise to you to create something interesting pixel art and animated that in creative way. This is the only way to become an expert. Thank you so much for watching. We have made a long journey together. Congratulations my dear students, you just complete this course. Hopefully you have learned a lot about pixel art with Adobe Photoshop. Now it is your turn. Draw different type of pixel art in Photoshop and try to animate these arts in creative way. Must remember, the only way you can become an expert, which is practice. So follow our course lectures and do practice and practice along with these videos. If you have faced any type of problem during practicing, then feel free to ask any questions to me. Simply open your browser and then navigate to the Pixel Art in Adobe Photoshop for Beginners course. And then navigate to the Q&A tab. After that, search for a question. To post a new question, simply hit on Ask a New Question. And then type your problem title and describe your problem here. And then post your question. I will answer all of your questions, so don't worry about that. But for now, good luck and bye bye.